Navy Federal Credit Union. I wanted to tell my full story about my experience with Navy Federal, and I'm gonna tell you right off the jump, I do not think Navy Federal as an organization is racist, because I'm sure you guys have heard by now. They had that big news release about how Navy Federal closed a lot of accounts, particularly to black entrepreneurs that were sharing, the family code. They gave it where you were allowed to share your a code with certain family members, but people abused that. I gotta be honest, right off the jump, I don't think it has anything to do with being a racist organization. I just think black people as a whole, some of them weren't positioned properly, because that one guy, I think he was an African business owner, he didn't get approved for some type of Navy Federal loan. I think some people just aren't positioned properly to get certain credit products. And why I'm so transparent is I'm one of them. I am one of those people. I know for a fact if I clean up and get certain things done on my credit and pay off certain debt, I will look more presentable to receive all the funding I need to do to do whatever I want to do in business right now. I know there's things I got to do. It's basically our responsibility to keep our stuff properly right, to be credit worthy. And that's all this is, a case of people not being necessarily credit worthy. Like that African guy, he had a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. This guy was a wealthy black owner. I want to say he was one of those African business owners, and he got turned down for some type of Navy Federal product. If I find the video, I'll post it underneath this one in the description. But I just think he wasn't positioned properly. That's it. Now, my story, I kind of heard of Navy Federal. This is going back quite a few years. I want to say 2017, 2016, probably 2017. I know it was before COVID. I know it was before that. I had heard about Navy Federal a little bit, and it wasn't until this guy who eventually did scam me, in my opinion. Some people say he was just doing business, but he sold me on a package and he under-delivered. There was just a lot missing. You couldn't get him on the phone, and it was like a $3,000 product, which is less than the Troy Mason situation. But I'll link that video below this one of me telling the whole story about him and Troy Mason scamming me. But it was E. Dean Cole. So E. Dean Cole, he does have videos on YouTube. You could tell him I say he's a scammer. He won't care. He won't care. He's too big now. Once these scammers get a certain level, they really don't care. But anyway, E. Dean Cole, he had a really good, and I'm not saying some of these scammers don't have good knowledge. I think E. Dean Cole helped a lot of people out back in the day. Particularly, they were like truckers, and he helped a lot of them get credit. He had good information. It's not like, when I say scammer, sometimes some people will say they're not scammers because they offered you, they misled you. Let's just say that. And I'm going to call him a scammer because I didn't even get a percentage worth of the $3 grand other than a business filing, which literally I could have done myself. Going fast forward, I know this stuff now. But anyway, back to the story. E. Dean Cole, he did have a great video. He probably still has it on his channel now about a management company. And I'm going to tell you why that's important to me now. I was trying to figure out what is it to this whole holding company thing. You know, I heard Glenda Cameron talking a lot about it in the past. By the way, where's Glenda? Glenda just disappeared. I think Glenda is mad at you guys. But E. Dean Cole was talking about a management company. But I was trying to figure out, if you do a holding company, which is basically the mother company, the main company, what operations does the company do? That's the part I couldn't figure out, because nobody would tell me. Because technically, you don't want your holding company to do business with anybody because of the risk of lawsuits. So, but you got to put an operation. When you're filing a company, it has to be some type of operation of the company. And that's when E. Dean Cole was talking about a management company. You could file it as a management company, and it manages other little companies, which technically a holding company does. That's the operation of it. You file it as a typical management company. And when a management company becomes difficult, business services, something generic. And he was going in how that's the best low-risk option. There's now, fast forward, I know there's others. There's other low-risk codes you could use, and it could still be considered a holding company. But back then, I was like, I thought that was genius. So that's where he sucked me in. That's where E. Dean Cole sucked me in and made me realize, okay, that's what my holding company should be, a management company. And he was the first person that told me on the phone, I was supposed to get 5 private sessions on the phone with E. Dean Cole. I got 1. So that was one of the things that pissed me off about his package. And it was like pulling teeth just to get him on the phone for that 1. So I finally talked to him, and he was like, you got to get into Navy Federal Credit Union. And at the time, I was like, what's the big deal about Navy Federal Credit Union? And I looked it up. The biggest credit union in the country. Military family. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not in the military. I never was in the military, and I don't want to scam the system. And he was like, do you have a family member that was in the military? And I was like, yes, my grandfather. He was like, you could use that, and they consider that within their rules. And I had all my grandfather's information, because when everybody dies in my family, for some reason I get all their death certificates. So I had all my grandfather's information. But at the time, the process with Navy Federal was so streamlined. I'm pretty sure at the time of this video, they're more strict now. But at the time, you literally just told them his name, what branch of government he was in. He was in Army, and that was enough to get me in. And they were giving out these codes for family members. Like, I think you got like 5. I gave 1 to my youngest brother. That is legitimate. But what a lot of black entrepreneurs from Atlanta, particularly, also where E. Dean Cole is from. I hate to hate on Atlanta, but it is what it is. Also from Atlanta. A lot of sharing the codes for profit. And they started selling courses and everything under the sun, giving out that 5 code to people that weren't really family members. My brother really is my brother. I didn't scam Navy Federal, therefore my account is still open. Where a lot of black entrepreneurs' accounts got closed because we always trying to find the fast hustle. Let's keep it real. Black entrepreneurs, we're trying to find the fastest way to get this money. Quick. Even myself, I'm guilty of it. It wasn't until recently I realized that that's not the way to build real wealth. I think the only way to build real wealth is to do the long game. And I've been doing a long game that was like 5-6 years ago when I even spoke to E. Dean Cole. Fast forward, I have my now holding company in Navy Federal, but he did a lot of things wrong. and I could never get him on the phone again. They didn't do the website as promised. His whole course is basically a scam. There's modules missing. It was a mess. But I did learn one thing. So you could take one thing from somebody. Like, if nothing else, you could take one thing from me and be like, you know what, he's right, I can go do this. Now, out of a lot of my accounts, I'll be honest with you guys, I've not paid on time, credit cards and such. But the only major debt I own is about $71,000 to the SBA for the EIDL program. That got me through the pandemic, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Did I abuse some of that money? Yes. I'm a typical black dude like you guys from the hood. I may not act like I'm from the hood, but I'm from the hood. And I wasted a lot of money. But the difference is, I started teaching myself entrepreneurship all during the pandemic. I was like, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? And a part of that process, I came across, you gotta tell your story. You gotta tell your real story. That's how you get across to people. People don't want to hear fictional stories in entrepreneurship. They want to hear struggle. To this day, guys, it's rough. I'm struggling as an entrepreneur, but I do have a holding company. I did keep my credit card. That's another thing about Navy Federal. With bad credit, now they have cutback. After you've heard, you know, they had to do cutbacks and they got rid of a lot of people. They closed their accounts for scamming. You know, there was a lot of backdoor ways. Black people were teaching other black people. But I personally knew that I had to keep my relationship with Navy Federal good, because with bad credit, I think I had a 570 when I applied for my first Navy Federal credit card. And it's the cash rewards card I still have to this day. I have debt on it, but I still have the card to this day. And they gave me my first $5,000 with bad credit. Now, people in my comments of those videos, because those videos are on the channel, I'm sure you can find one. I'll be talking about when I got that card, I was excited and everything. People were actually chiming in like, oh, you didn't get the big one for like 25K. I was lucky to get the 5 with bad credit. That's the mentality of these black people that abuse the power of their credit with Navy Federal, and why Navy Federal had to get rid of them. I'm not the best with debt. I'm working on myself. I'm not. As an entrepreneur, I made way too mistakes and probably still will make more mistakes in the future. But what I can tell you is, keep your relationship good. If you're a Navy Federal and they didn't close your account, keep your relationship good with Navy Federal. It will pay off in the long run. When I saw that they would give me that card with a 570 credit score, nobody would give me a credit line that high with my score that way. And I know if I keep my relationship good with Navy Federal, it's going to get me to that 25K in time. But they need to see money. You got to put money in the account. You got to have a real business. Navy Federal don't give a shit about me right now, even because I'm not funneling enough through there. But they will this year, because I'm going to be putting a lot of my money back into Navy Federal, because I still believe in Navy Federal. You know, I understand they got rid of a lot of black people, but I still believe in Navy Federal. And I still believe that if you keep your relationship good with them, it's going to pay off. Now, fast forward where I'm at now, you know, I owe a lot on the card, you know, but I'm always paying it. I'm always paying it, keeping the relationship good. If your credit is bad, they have a lot of, you know, you do these cards where you put money on it, secured cards. that is a good way to get into the ecosystem if your credit is too bad to get approved for the regular credit. And it's one of the best. Get a secured card with Navy Federal. It'll build up your history with them good. But going forward, people need to understand that you need to start finding a product to sell, to make money, to put the money into the bank, to even get these credit products. And I think a lot of people missed that message. They were just trying to get people to put just enough money in, get the credit products, use it on some unnecessary stuff, default on the cards, scam other people to get in. It was just a disaster. And I didn't see where that was helping us as a people, you know? And everybody was doing Navy Federal credit videos. I don't see any now. This might be like the first Navy Federal credit video you see in a minute, because nobody's doing them anymore, you know, because they're not able to manipulate the game and get all, because Navy Federal was for a while. They were giving out like a lot of high credit lines to people that shouldn't have got it. Honestly, I don't even think I should have got $5 grand at that time, you know. But I'm appreciative of it. And I'm just going forward, try to keep my relationship good with them. And hopefully we can do something with that relationship bigger. You know, hopefully I can get a $50,000, you know, line of credit to put down on a piece of real estate in the future, if nothing else, you know. So keep your relationship good with Navy Federal. And if you do need a product, I have one of the best affiliate marketing products in the game. It is $100 a month, but you get 100% commissions. So what that means is anybody you sign up for this product, it's a digital product, you get the $100. Why are they doing that? How does a company make money? They make money on the upgrade. Why is it so valuable to them that they just want to get you in their ecosystem and giving you the $100 commissions? Number one, the training is phenomenal. There's a back-end training included called Atlas Academy. It's a separate platform, but it's giving you all the training you need to become basically a media company to market any product or service, even a brick and mortar business. You got the video funnel, so you could take videos like this and create a funnel and link it back to whatever product you want to sell. They have video funnels. I think it's endless funnels. You know, I don't even know if there's a limit on the funnels, but I'm loving it. It's a product. The tools in this system you're going to use, the training you're going to use, the upgrades. Eventually, you're going to want to upgrade because you can make more money. And this in itself could be the only product you really promote. Literally, this could be the only digital product you promote. And it's affiliate marketing. It's not network marketing. It's a 2-tier affiliate marketing. So you ain't got to worry about building pyramids and all that stuff. You don't got to do that. You just want to do video content, which is going to teach you, get out the message, and get some sales. If you guys are interested at all and you want to hear more videos about Navy Federal, internet income system, and how to be an entrepreneur, you know, in this day and age, description box below. If you want to find out more about particularly internet income system, WilliamBlandrake.com or Blandrake.com will take you there. And I hope this video has explained some things about banks and how they think. I don't always think it's a race situation. And I hope to hear from you guys in the future. Subscribe, like, comment, do your thing, click the bell icon, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one.